You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Plenty things can happen at the country where the news can capture from politics, the economy, and other human interest issues them. Some of them issues here can dey inside different newspaper them during the week. This make Liberty Online Television. They bring you the Liberty Newspaper Review. Inside this program, we go bring analysts them for look at the most trending topic them inside the newspaper for the week and analyze them for make sense to the public. This go be every Friday, 12 o'clock afternoon on Liberty Television. Watch out for Liberty Newspaper Review. Plenty things can happen at the country where the news can capture from politics, the economy, and other human interest issues them. Some of them issues here can dey inside different newspaper them during the week. This make Liberty Online Television. They bring you the Liberty Newspaper Review. Inside this program, we go bring analysts them for look at the most trending topic them inside the newspaper for the week and analyze them for make sense to the public. This go be every Friday, 12 o'clock afternoon on Liberty Television. Watch out for Liberty Newspaper Review.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Liberty Newspaper Review. They come to you from Liberty Online Television. This program they tell you about things them where they happen at the different newspaper them all over the country and throughout the week. When they look at stories, the newspapers now they get the stories for the week. Now they go different side, they write things, commentaries, give them opinion, look at issues of national interest. And we they come today for look at some of the issues, then they bring in, analyze them, people that we know what the issues. Now the newspapers, issues in the country, and let's look at some of the issues. And of course, we all know newspapers are plenty in the country. So we will look at just the key stories where you yourself will go out there, we don't read newspapers, some of the things that we look, we don't see, things that we don't read, waiting at the different stories them, how the stories them, we'll look at them, analyze them, we'll get editors them. Of course, me they bring the program to now this afternoon. My name is Alex Lawrence Kowoma, and with me at the studio, I'm for welcome Ibrahim Alusain Sise, managing editor for Salon Compass. So very good afternoon.
First of all, I don't find you for giving Sise.
I'm Alusain Kamara. All right, also for helping me can discuss this afternoon, I get Robert Kone Makabo, who is the executive director for Heritage Newspaper. A very good afternoon.
Thank you very much for all you show today.
And Ibrahim, I'm
the very first when they come to present the newspaper review.
Yes.
I'm happy. Then I'm a pleasure.
I wonder why I decided for calling to something. But somewhere people are there so this afternoon for discuss on many issues, and you don't look at the people them. Salon Compass, if you don't follow newspapers in this country, now one paper we're very critical with national issues and particularly with the government, and then they pick up issues and we then believes it gets interest for the people them and also get concerns for the government. And also, of course, if you want to follow Heritage Newspaper, Robert's a civil society activist, and also they into the media landscape also try to give support to the media. So they are this afternoon. So without wasting time, we got plenty issues and plenty newspaper. I will start with one way, very talk about Africa, the world generally, and the Middle and Asia in particular. We get for do with the FOCAC, the Africa on China Africa Summit, or Forum on Africa China Summit. We now the FOCAC we. This is an initiative where the West, China, try for copy from the West, because also all on this what's on the happen. America, them don't they call African country, them the European Union, they call Africa, and China so decide for look at this, bring them people there together, try to discuss on issues, how they be able to support Africa. And Africa are like the hub where you can buy raw material.
Sure.
So everybody like want for coming to Africa, for putting you on something. Everybody want for coming to Africa, for getting you back from Africa. So I should say China introduced this one. First, I will start with you, Ibrahim. Generally, Africa, going to China for discuss issues of national development. What's Africa stand for benefits?
Thank you very much. In the first place, I want to say one of the major problems we Africa face now leadership. Because all of these programs we design really well for superpowers they design for bringing African leaders together for let them discuss policies and issues of development at the continent. We already see they get minimal impact on the continent. By and large, the development of the West and the superpowers has always been tied down to Africa because now we supply the raw materials. Every country or every world power we don't develop one way or the other. They trace that development back to Africa because now from Africa then they take they go develop their countries. So why are we as Africans who says enough for to develop? I think it's about time we say self as Africans. We take up we go on the offensive. At least all of these activities where the world powers they conduct through, self can do it. Because we have the resources. In fact, now we get the power. If today Africa decides we need to do business with no other world power or no other country when a big country, to God, then they suffer. Because we have everything they need. And the scramble always don't continue. The scramble for Africa. Everybody want to forget whole of Africa. Everybody want to forget whole of Africa. So this is where poor leadership comes in. Because if we don't get leaders where they think wise, I think these are opportunities for them to make very good use of. But I would say for ages, we don't go by this focus, we don't go by so many other international discussions where concern development. But at the end of the day, we know they see the impact where they get on the individual countries. Except for few ways, sometimes the leaders, then they think, they get foresight for you for put the country first. But to be frank, me not they see the importance of these many things because they know the impact on the ordinary Sierra Leoneans. For example, now we are talking of this FOCA. China, for example, they control a whole lot of sectors in our country. You talk of the railway, it's China that is controlling. So many, in fact, almost all the major sectors in our country have been controlled by China. But what are we getting in return? I would say, not just pittance. So I think it's high time we leaders them actually advocate for the ordinary Sierra Leonean. So some of these things will benefit.
If you look at Standard Times, it tell you say China to inject $50 billion in Africa.
Now it's a holistic something. Now you say $50 billion. It sounds huge, but when it comes to individual countries receiving this money, sometimes what they can do. You can imagine the last time the president went to China after almost giving China all our sectors to control. What do we get? We get less than $10 million. So it's almost like not just the tip they pay for, the per diem and all of the transportation, just that's we will get from China. So it is not about the $50 billion. It is about how we leaders and we will advocate. A bulk of this money come to we. It is not Sierra Leone only that is in Africa. We have 52 or so countries in Africa, and all of these people, let's say one forget a bite. So it's left on the leader for them for present policies or present programs where we will attract most of this money to the country. Really, ordinary man.
So let's bring on to we don't really begin mention Salon. Salon get anything for benefit?
Well, that is what I'm saying. It is up to our leaders to let them actually play their card well, so we'll get some of this money.
Over the years, Salon don't they play that card?
Now, in the initial statement, I say the problem with Africa generally is leadership, and particularly Sierra Leone, we get problem with leadership. I know the limit to a specific government. Government after government, no, they fail the ordinary Sierra Leonean. We have all of these opportunities. make no mistake, everybody, all the superpowers are scrambling for a hole in Africa. Then because all of the resources there, the resources where they rely on for develop themselves, they're in Africa. So if we get sober leaders, that is where that is the opportunity they will have make use of, and say the people benefit. But make no mistake, some of these pitances they give us, it only covers for maybe the trips our politicians are going on.
Okay, let's bring you, Robert. This forum on Africa and China Summit, the theme for this year are joining hands to advance modernization and build a community with shared future. Anything there for Salonian context? Anything there for Bill from the summit?
Of course. Thank you very much. I don't listen to my brother. He don't make a submission in respect of this summit. Mm-hmm. Of course, I want let me get a different context where we explain so that the people get to understand the significance of this summit here. Of course, successful governments don't come, don't go, don't make it in case in respect of this summit. And you find out, say, no impact or they don't create over the years. Of course, this particular summit is one of the most significant summits where they create a platform for leaders in Africa, for let them make it in case in terms of addressing a number of issues in the economic sector. Of course, in the situation where we own President Joseph Bill, don't get a conversation round table on this thing with Xi Jinping. Don't make your own case, very strong case in terms of key investment, the way you see you go one for this summit and China able for address. Of course, we all know say we get economic challenge now at the country. That is not a total fact. It's a global challenge, not even Sierra Leone. At the global level, challenge and the sectors. So unless you get aid from China or the development partners, we can support. So this China investment from I think in our forum this way, we're very, very significant, and they only doesn't underscore the relevance of this platform, so that they go make a case. Like for us as Israel, of course, the presidents don't make a case. How we feel so we go for improve on the fishing sector areas. We have said that is very key because that will help for boost the economy. Because the fishing sector now we also can improve the economy in terms of our GDP and so I think this forum go for create some significant difference over the past year we don't do because the platform already, the money already done, we are the $15 billion dollar done for ensure say all the countries in Africa then gets so it all depends on how you put your programs. It all depends how you make your case. So now the president make a very strong case at this forum here. And I think they make some progress. So they say how we can improve with fishing sector and the tourism sector.
Let's do some comparison between America African Summit, China African Summit, and you look at this ideology about neo-colonialism when the West still feels and gets control over Africa through the economic policies, through the whatever democratic policies that they introduce. I'll bring about that same question to you. Is it a conflict of interest for them summits they are so, or not interest for Africa?
No interest of Africa. No, it's not conflict of interest. For instance, China quite different from the United States, should say, because when they give you a loan or a grant and get some attachment should they make, the China now quite different from them. So that's the competition. Everybody want for cancer say how we will make your own muscle so that if you say you will take the lead for support Africa. Everybody wants. Let me tell you something. Once they consider they need Africa. Don't make any mistake about it. They need Africa. They're not able to do anything without Africa because one like when me brother with something, we'll get all what it takes. They got all it takes for them can invest in Africa. So I think this is a time for we be focused as African across the globe. We know we undergo some challenges them.
If you say the West or the Chinese and still want for take direction, want for come into Africa forget that control the West don't get to some African country them, so they wait for dictate some policies to.
Well, I don't think so. I know from the broader perspective, we look at when I keenly on study the whole dynamics between the West and the China. I think China approach very quite different from them. China, or should say, they just want to say Africa for get what they want. Africa for just say them benefit from their own resources, not only come. Of course, China. The considerable number of Chinese companies in the country will create more job opportunity them. We all over the years going to see even the media. Now only China they give opportunity to the media for good and do training in China, they build capacity. They get a very strong relationship with the media. So I think say China looking from that holistic point of view for say it's high time Africa get what they want. It's high time for Africa the benefit of what's in the resources they get. I think so those kind of things because then they say over the years the West does the kind they use, we only see map much, a lot of attachment. Look like for instance the MCC fund. You look at the bureaucracy, look at the challenges. For level of countries or country, you get for make some attachments and say, so where China look at from those things? No. You do conditionality to attach most of the things in there. So I think say China one for they should know. Then they take the other way, do it on. I think say Africa more interested than going to China.
Africa will benefit more working with China than the West.
Of course, sure.
Ibrahim, I count you to that the same question. The way Africa don't they get focus from the West. You feel saying a conflict of interest or not the interest of the African people?
Like I don't say in the initial statement, the fact is, all the things these world powers are doing is for their own benefit, and Africa stands to benefit maybe little or nothing. You know, it's a scramble. It's about the scramble for Africa. Everybody, whether you have Russians here, you have Americans there, Israelis here, everybody wants to get a bite of the cake because Africa has the cake. Everybody wants to can get. And so, Naimeka say, if we had very good leaders, very strategic thinking leaders, this is the opportunity. Now that opportunity they them for use. Let's have give their own conditions. Like my brother they say just now, when the West they give you money or development partners they give you money, they attach conditionalities as opposed to China where you know they attach any conditionality. But then self then gets their own, they get their aim. The aim is to control the sectors. And like we're having in Sierra Leone, almost all the sectors have been controlled by Chinese. You go to the fish sector, now Chinese they control. The whole sector, we have Chinese there. The mining sector, you have Chinese. So that is how they have to penetrate. When they give you money, we know they give you any conditions. So this is it. Everybody they give money, it's not free. Because what they are getting is far more bigger than what they are giving. So for me, it is not conflict of interest. Well, in our own sense, maybe we'll look at it as a conflict of interest. But for them, they don't care whether China is here, America is here. They come because they also want to have a bite of the cake. Because we have the cake. This is the problem we are having. And that is why we forget leaders and we're strategic in thinking, where particularly they put the interests of Africa above themselves. Because if you, for example, me get my own cake, you want to take, now me condition, now under me condition. Let us not always, let not be always say, now on their own terms.
In other words, not bad leadership because then they call their own business idea.
Yes.
You back get the business.
You get the materials. Mm-hmm. They want to buy to you. But then they come buy, they now their own terms you sell give them. No, it shouldn't be like that. We have the resources, we have the raw materials. It should be in our own terms. So let we own resources benefits Africans. But we own resources over the years, what we don't see all these years, it's like they are benefiting the other countries. Whilst Africa continues to suffer.
Well,
So that based on the fact that it all depends on how you make your case. It's you can't forget your case got to be very strong. Your case got to be very strong when you make at that level.
President Bion was there last year.
No, what I say?
I'm telling you. So I'm saying this a decayed problem. We don't get this problem from time immemorial, because 60 years from those days to now, we are just the same. You don't see any improvement. The improvements, in fact, things are getting worse. I will tell you, last year to this year, things were better last year than this year. This has always been the case. So it all boils down on the fact that our leaders should, in fact, try to do away with this inferiority complex. They always.
I don't think so.
A matter of listen. I beg to differ. I guess I want to get a different shoe.
With that also, you cannot totally.
Listen,
inferiority complex.
These are the president. They are the face of the United States telling the hard facts. Once you get influence, there's no influence complex.
What's the fact?
No, they are the president. They're in front of the tell them the facts. This in front of their face.
You are talking about the UN Security Council.
No, I say.
But it's the thing.
No, what you said about inferiority complex? That's inferiority complex.
No, but
I'm not even talking about development.
You are talking about the Security Council. We are talking about development. You cannot compare Africa to this Western world or Asia. You cannot compare.
No, you see, they get inferiority complex because they're in front of X, Y, the leader.
That's the
inferiority complex in that situation.
That is what is playing out.
I don't think so.
Now we look at this inferiority complex and also greed or corruption. Because there are many times it's not about the leaders and your self-interest. Or it's not about the interest of the country. Many times when they go, the West will give a proposal, say, we get this package. Many leaders want to take them packaging it for personal self and just get to the country a little bit. Is it about getting complex over the Western leaders, or it's about our leader them being greedy for take some of their offer and bring development to the country?
Okay, now we have greed is one, inferiority complex is another. You know, I'm saying this, and also the lack of foresight. The lack of foresight. If we have countries, we have countries in Africa that does not take anything from the West or any other.
Of course.
You have them. That is because their leaders have thoughts about the programs or the policies. The package is being presented to them by these Western partners or the Asia.
So what about the situation of Uganda now? We don't know exactly where, but purely the China, they put in the street.
No, I'm coming because
they are making progress.
Yes, they are making progress because they are doing things at their own terms. It should not be at the terms of those coming. We have the resources. If you want, for example, now we just gave away our rail and ports. I would say it's almost next to nothing. We are not benefiting much because if you are controlling the naira, now we get the dollar just to go back. If you don't see the naira, still the go up.
So how you say they get into ports?
Waiting.
Where the port, we not get the manpower for manage the port. How you
We not get the manpower.
We not get the manpower for manage the port.
We have the manpower.
No, I don't think so.
That rail and port was controlled by a Sierra Leone company. You don't know when they establish them, when they make them, now Sierra Leone company be the operator.
These are paying a problem.
I'm just coming. Now a Sierra Leone company be the operator that rail and port until where you get King Hokam. When King Hokam give them, you give them the mines, then you also give them the power to control the rail and port. You see, these are all what we are saying.
I think the problem for me,
corruption are one. Because
comparatively, if you look at the development strive guy don't do, they compare with the West. Now this country. I just never just state the obvious for that. Comparatively, within China, the investment China don't do at this country compared to the West, I don't think so.
I am not saying
no, just state the obvious.
I'm coming. I'm not saying they are not investing. It is what they get is far little than waiting the man and they get. And we have the resources, so it should be in our own terms. This is what I'm saying. First of all, we can't do without aid.
Of course.
We can't
of
do
course.
without aid
Of course.
now.
Of course.
But let it be on our own terms.
I think we'll go for Fenton for discuss around aid and the benefits way Salon or any Africa country forget from the West, or whether it be China or Russia, but we'll not go bore on this one. The summit still on. We will continue. Next week we'll come back again and look at some of the. But they're born in one day again. We have to do with this Eastern field over the years. It only get then concerning like for example, Equity Newspaper gets we say government render dozen homeless, and you now so compact salon compact. Yeah, that same story there, but in a different angle again, alarming. Estonia feels sold to Maki brothers, others thousands left homeless. I'll start with you. This Eastern don't be a concern over the years. This Estonia feel don't be a concern, but now leaving people homeless. The perception is supposed to be in an open field where people in there. How it don't reach to homeless before go to the soul to the Maki brother?
In the first place, Hastings, I think are the only land we don't get. I think it's about just maintenance, like we need, but like it be up and running. But in place I would say government after government don't abandon them since they're there for use them. Nobody no pay attention to it. For ages, for decades, people that don't live there. Some man don't go by there, and it is also the Ministry of Lands and that of Transport. Now they sell. Some people, some other guys, don't go reside there for almost 20 years or so. All of a sudden, we get this the coming of ECOMO, where they use it as one of the base. They use the portion.
Okay.
The portion of the Yapi as one of the bases for the ECOMO. And unfortunately, inside the ECOMO, they are just a fraction. But the Ministry of Lands, that of Transport, just grab. So then they use their field there. Now, the ECOMO, they can't use that your field, so they need for evict other people. In fact, it's I would say that 2 days or 3 days notice. Now, they give people. Imagine you don't stay in a particular place for over 10, 20 years. You don't establish yourself there. Then they just can give 2 or 3 days as a notice. The next moment, can broke, they can broke. Interesting. What's more insulting in all of this? The broke more than the broke. Now, just the ordinary people there. Why is the place they don't sell them? They don't lease because that government property and lease. They don't lease to almost all the Lebanese, most of the Lebanese. You have inside this same listing to get Ahmed Maki, where they build factory there. In fact, the building is almost complete. I think they're in at the final stages now. They're not touching it. You get other influential people where gets building them around them. So they get open garrets because according to one address where they give to the people the affected victims, they say, well, any service open garret there around the area because they go for the use the place plane they go for the candy. So they broke all the open garrets. But still, not just few people. Now people who are not connected, who not get business with government. Now they know more than people. You have other buildings in the left. Now, for example, this this camera at map, I want house. In there within the area outside the want. Then he left them, they go broke that one behind. Say then they know in the commode. Because that person is not connected.
Selective justice.
For me, me not against government taking the place, not their own place. If they want to use that for anything, it's their own place. But you have to make arrangement for the poor people who are not there. Some of them, they not just go sit on they had papers for them places. I will just come 2 or 3 days, you say come up. You don't make no provision, no compensation, just broke you. If you go to that scene, one day when I'm in the book, what day? I go to Mr. Say, they see Komra Bella woman and they run. For go find on again for go find side for go catch because they don't broke them place. You don't do that as a government. You know, for me, for whatever decision you have to take, of course, any development you get the negative and positive impact of it. But you have to make preparation. If you don't engage young people and we meet, we discuss, we find way. Okay, we need here one for user for XYZ. What will they put in another? Or we go there for us for the time being. No, but all that's not happen. You just go one morning, you broke everything, and when they broke, now just you want the way not get connection at the even places to go. So it's really sad. For me, I think the government need to forget compassion. Those people are Sierra Leoneans, not those citizens, and government gets the mandate for cater for citizens. You cannot. We know how difficult it is. For then you able to put some structure right now in a salon, and if you don't manage, don't put that structure then go broken for you with no compensation, no arrangement. It's really sad. So for me, I think the government need for look into the issues of these people now Hastings, then they find a way for either relocate them or compensate them.
So the market and kind side.
The market them now, in fact, now they are the first people that will go buy them. We go buy an instance. But that matter they become about 2 years ago or so. When that thing they come up, I mean, the first person we publish. I published, but that thing they state has been put a press release for put a stop to that same day. But what will happen now? What will not happen? State has not come back to the public and say, okay, we don't give the go ahead, let them start for sale back. Nothing. What you see now a massive structure. They don't build on. So you see, you cannot be treating your citizens this way. Government at sometimes they know they feel say now people that vote for them, put them at their position. And the people that say government don't notice them before. They don't notice them. This is what I'm saying. And what's shocking? Now only Sierra Leone, the ordinary one them, and then they suffer. Whereas the Libanese and they get their places, nobody not touch them. So this is the sad part of the whole thing. So for me, government really need for look into this the issue of Hastings.
For what? This Hastings issue, government not noticing the people. As a journalist or activist, what do you take?
Well, thank you. Just to follow my brother, we don't make a submission. Of course, these are very complex situation to the discuss we get for deal with the Hastings. Yeah? I don't follow the trend, and I even send me reporter and they for do some investigation regarding the Buhar. Of course, people one thing for law just make clear, let people understand. The Hastings guy they talk. Who that own Hastings is a private land or a government land?
A government owned.
Fine. The people that were there, legally they are them placed and they. Who's that they buy the land from? Who that sell get the land?
Most of them.
Who's that they pay and dues? Who's that they buy land from?
Most of them are legally owned. They are from the Ministry of Lands.
Okay, fine. These are things away. These are some of the problems we done over the years at that ministry. People just go grab, do things on their own without even the higher level and they can understand. There are problems not only that Hastings get a problem. There are certain side away now. This area, the water side area. People go grab one and go build. They based at the place we not get grounds. You see the flooding how they take place, and of course you know see governments get for be careful in people. I make that they put you for let you can lead, but ideally I look at from compassionate ground. Yeah, though yes, that place they really not a place for a resident place. It's not a free structure place where a government owned place that one day for its particular purpose, but because it's not functional for them to use that for the ground.
The angle and where I go on for come out from. Let's assume the people don't go build a legal one. But all this see as government sit down, see the people that don't build. And one
the problem is that the Ministry of Lands.
So if you don't
let me just listen. If mind you say authority they live, military people they live at that place, barracks they would put some people in the security there. So who side?
Now they put them.
And then be there today. They be there.
Now just this who side.
Yes, sir. So who side they over this year? Who side they over this year? Then structure they go on. They able to stop people. They know say that place is a government place. They know the purpose of that place. They allow people to put structure at that level. But for a compassionate, yes, they really people not supposed to do good. But for a compassionate ground. For a government who feels they care for people, they will go to engagement with the people, then get a one-on-one conversation. You know, so when they're legal, this is a government place. And government not say, because government, they say people they go buy land to government, they get specific period they forgive for the investment there. If you see not build government, they can't take back the property. That's very clear. Yeah. So, but if you then go billions to the government will go back, so they don't take the place for investment or factoring, I think say it's high time for the government go back again to them, the ministry. But yeah, this thing, when I count when I document them. If you know so when I don't go buy thing from people, then we can for set up for investigate them. We don't buy this thing. For most part, because any land we buy now, government land, you get for go to the permanent sector, you get for the director of survey, from there go to the minister. The minister now the last person they vet. If you make any comments, because it asks for all documents, even a private law will buy. You go to the ministry, we come out to the director of survey, then go vet them. Before it requests for all supporting document them. So would that be signed, approved, and said there? When a government place. So the problem all on there is the very complex situation there. So for go and damage broke people at this situation for me, no time for me, no good. And for government for looking from compassionate grounds, okay now, yes, these are my people but you know always bearing to the ministry.
What about the concern about being selective, the destruction being selective?
Well, now they say, why are you supposed to be selective? When you get to look from the holistic point of view for saying everybody as long as I see things, everybody get right. Irrespective of the tribe, the races, and we're all equal in this country. Nobody can also 9% come in this country. Now we all get this country. So it's a situation of that nature, it's kind of selective. I think it's very unfair on the part of them. So, but government for insurance, how them for go back to the drawing board, so get a conversation around this table and say if we know for the purpose, if we say at the kind of investment area, we will benefit the majority of people, especially for job creation. So I think say government look from compassion ground. Okay, let's work in cooperation. Just like we government run for this side bypass road, those are them book them. But government compensation through the Ministry of SLRA. So since the Minister of Works and Transport that's in it, so now we put the Minister of Transport and Minister of Transport and Lands get able for all of this thing, how they provide leadership and show saying people who say them buy legal, they provide them documents, government for compensate them. We're looking at from compassionate ground.
All right. We will discuss on that later again, possibly next week, and see how far government on go. But still now the Salon Compass a topical issue be there this week.
Yeah.
Talk on this issue of the Auditor General and say Salon Compass gets Auditor General fires back. This is now one in front page them, and we don't see the issue. We don't go now Parliament after the report, after plenty pressure, then finally release the report, and we see on our social media, they go Parliament, and now the Auditor General suspended. Auditor General fires back. How he fire back?
Okay, first of all, before we talk about the response to the tribunal report we share on social media, because we are able to say when the report come out, we all the others see the report, they don't hide them. Even the accused, the people that always stand accused, they don't get a copy of the report until quite recently we one. We call it Amadou Lamgan and we talk about that day, we tweet about that day, then the same evening they share on social media. But before we look at all of this, let me start inside the all come out. When they suspend them. Now, I think in September or so, almost 2 years ago, now they suspend here in deputy on the grounds that for alleged professional misconduct or the lack thereof, according to the press release the press secretary put out. we relate to in suspension. But for me, I think now therefore we get am wrong. The process through which they suspend them.
Okay.
You suspend somebody, you not tell them anything we do. You just say professional misconduct, and you don't ever meet her. But tell her say now this XYZ we accuse you of.
Mm-hmm.
Now until after immense pressure from the public, then later on I come. Now go set up committee, tribunal. We, in fact, the tribunal itself, we get questions about legitimacy. So all of this, I think we are having a situation. For me, I call this whole situation a coup on accountability. This is a coup on accountability. How on earth? You will just grab. This is the same Auditor General. This present government in Hill, when they were in opposition. In fact, the audit report of Lara Taylor Pierce from part of the major evidence used at the COI, Commissions of Inquiry, established by the government, and for it to come again, all because the Auditor General exposed forgery, fake receipts at the office of president. It's sad. You know, we cannot be getting away with these atrocities. This is a complete atrocity. It's a complete attack on accountability. Now you say the report came out, the tribunal report came out, bring out a whole lot of issues. One of the issues now that the third party confirmation you need for, according to waiting the states then say, according to the tribunal report, that the auditor ought to have contacted State House that I am going to verify these receipts. These fake receipts you gave to me, I'm going to verify them to know if they are true. You know, me not to accountant, me not to. If common sense, members no, they tell you say you supposed to happen. Now me don't give you fake receipts. Then before you go check whether the receipts are correct, you go for ask me, I go check if this receipt will give me correct. Is that possible? You know, for me, this government should have just passed a law in parliament and legalized corruption, because we know they see many instances of corruption where they go unpunished, and for someone to be punished like this 2 years. She's been suspended and her deputy is being suspended because they exposed corruption. You know, for me, let the government just go to parliament.
So they suspend Lara or the investigator.
She exposed the corruption at State House. How can you say because Lara did not contact State House that she was going to verify the receipt? So it's a breach. It's a professional misconduct. But impossible. You don't really fake something. Me, I don't say this is fake. I don't detect say this is fake. I go verify. Then you say, no, I for your contact you first. Alex, I go verify this receipt, this fake receipt to give me. You know,
it tell us the compromise.
Yes, it sounds funny. Now also they talk about conflict of interest with FCC, that she failed to audit the FCC. But in almost all the audit reports I've seen, there is FCC in them. There is FCC reports being audited. So it's, and also a new response is she has no relationship with the mayor. She's not a friend of the mayor. She's not a sister. And conflict of interest only comes in when you are related.
So this same Auditor General, this same Lara Bio, use a report
yes,
when in opposition.
Yes.
How it turned out to be unprofessional.
So this is the question. I make I say that in the first SLP for me, but for let us just go parliament, they go pass law say corruption is legal in Sierra Leone. Because we see instances where those instances of broad daylight corruption, the people are they will enjoy. In fact, we talk of Paran. Paran was found guilty of corruption. The SEC recommended for administrative action. Which action did they take? The reinstate her back. We have the case of the former Director General at SLBC. what do we get? In fact, now promote other side. So it should not be like this. For me, let the government just go to parliament and approve them, pass a law that corruption is legal.
That bring you about loyalty of pairs. Now, one way during the UNESCO regime, the SLPP be hailed in reports in particular. Now, somebody them don't say a sacred somebody. Now, one of the clean people in this republic. You've been an editor and you don't do into civil society, you don't do monitor around accountability, and you're waiting Mr. Kamal just talk about when the SLPP government they do this for block. They open the corruption. You believe in Andy?
Well, the man make an assertion, yeah. My opinion, although you have to be guided by your opinion. In my opinion, that day, I know will display the facts. But what I say, may get a contrary view in respect to a submission. Of course, no, I get a contrary view.
You always have.
No. It all depends how you want to put it. No, it all depends how you want to put it, man. Of course, you don't say we don't work. Over 17 years, I don't work on governance issues, corporate governance, accountability, and the health sectors. And of course, like peers, I remember 2014 during the Ebola, where some of us will play a very active role in the Ebola at the time. And in terms of how people mismanaged funds of the Ebola, we're seeing a role we play and expose some of the things within the health sector, especially when crisis be there. There appears in the topical discussion where they go on across. You know, last week I engaged a number of radio stations. Them don't discuss on the issue. Mind you, I'm also the chairman for National Council of Public Accountability. We don't provide leadership. We don't monitor the process, even to the report. We don't dilute the report. Very comprehensive one. We look at those pitfalls and what the report say. Of course. I also get a position where I see life will come back to the public. Though yes, during the hearing session, instead I want a miss from two where attend the session, it be the go. But instead of him speak, we give opportunity to a legal team then for them to speak and comment on the issue there. Of course, she is the professional. It's supposed to because one thing is so amazed because I follow yesterday where they interview on Epic Radio. Now you say that a legal team then go represent you. And you see the tribunal team because you not get experts in terms of financial expert or not did it. Accountant and not did it. So why now they vote out to report that and I follow? So what are the legal team? These are experts in the accounting field, where they go represent her. So these are the questions. So you look at the theory plane. So one thing when you talk about accountability issues, but we have to look at the other side of the coin. Of course, to look at the process and tell them to suspend now. Of course, we'll be fine on that day. But ideally, waiting do man yesterday for me, I get some doubts on all of the submission they do. For instance, the this is sure they so when I must get the head where they want this place. Whatever anything want to go out. Before that they go out, they come for vet and first verify. One of the things that amazed me yesterday, the mommy see the reporter where they go out, not to get time for go verify they watch him.
Which of the reports?
The audit reports. Is that where they can assign the sign? They go for because they get committee for review. The part of the review. So you have just sign. So you're at the head of the institution, they provide leadership. Me go just anything they can do for the sign.
I take a line from Mr. Kaman's story now. One side the auditor general they say he said the audit team they investigate, they look at the issues, then put the report together. Then they send it to the deputy auditor general.
Yes.
Where they go through that report today.
Where they go through the report.
Yes. So it is a team of auditors and the watcher.
I know a team of auditors them for last to go to the deputy auditor general, but he never append the signature. But he not at the head of the institution. No, he a liar. So the every time they go out, they yes they say it's part of the review committee, but therefore go and should say go through the report. Let's say some of them make error.
Go through the report.
No. But I want to talk. I want to talk. Not to me. I want to say.
Through the report in question. I think it's 2020 report. That's the whole problem. the report in question, the report made a suspender. She was not the one that signed it. In fact, she had already been suspended before the report was out. This the acting, now signed that report. So, in fact, in her own statement, so if they had any issues with the report, why can't Aziz, that is there now, remove the issues, the contentious issues there? But they left and did. So for me, no, come, I'll just run for touch small on waiting you see. For say, in order to check the reports, in just sign. Now it's everybody at the audit. If you look at the act, you get KEDA. Everybody gets roles and responsibility. Now, when it comes to audit reports, the principal head where the supervisor processed it and the deputy auditor.
Of course.
So you cannot. It is how the organogram they. You can't blame her, but I can tell you that there has never been a report where don't come away. Where in all
That
not possible to say.
So I'll come back to you about
because
Salon will get two ideology, will get main perceptions. It's not been politics or corruption. In this case, now what's in all this action against Lara, now politics or now for pave way for make corruption take place within government?
It all depends to how you want to put up. There's not for corruption or pave way. Now, if we not get something straight, that will be done. Because comparatively, I look from Ghana perspective.
What is straight?
No, but if we not get something straight because of the errors the way they say the woman do.
So what are the errors?
No, but that is say. The reason why the tribunal report states the errors them. The tribunal report states the errors them.
Which are?
Yeah, but you know, there are a number of errors.
That is one of the things they said. That Lara should have contacted
the third party. Yes.
Should have contacted. No.
It's a third party.
Now you have three audits. You have financial audit. You have compliance.
Compliance audit.
Compliance audit was the one that was done at State House. It was not an account. Not to account where now State House get. You say how much balance they are now. Can't give me that check. Now you don't authorize me for that go check your account. It's not possible. Say me can go. For go check your account. Now you don't authorize. But this is a case, me don't you this robber. Now I say this now Vinto 9 days when you don't watch the thing, you know say this not to Vinto. So when you know till I check. And if I come to you again say, but this thing will give my go confirm whether I Vinto.
So in that case I will need for go back.
For me, it's clear. It's a clear. Okay, see, for me, all of what has happened in this last 6 years of SLBT, it's clear. So the action when they take now against Lara is trying to legalize corruption.
I would say 6 years.
So now, based on politics,
what has happened throughout the 6 years? I will give you instances. Now, for the ACC, you know, the honorable press release for the tribunal, because everything that has to do with the government, then they protect her heavily. You get the case of that 50,000 bags of rice where China begin selling. That rice they go missing. Nobody is held accountable. Nobody. You tell me who that they own. Nobody is held accountable.
Then go sell for Timbo.
No, but it was left free. In fact, the promoter. So many instances, you get the issue of parang. In fact, it's clear corruption. The man,
so what's the systemic corruption?
The SEC found him wanting of corruption. They let him free. In fact, he's there. He's been reinstated at the same office.
So in the past,
if you look at all of those actions, in the CC, all these fights against Lara is because they don't want to be accountable. There is a coup against accountability.
Listen.
They should just go to parliament. Alex, legalize corruption.
When they talk the bad side, sometimes not they talk the good part. From one state I don't you aware. I want for let you tell me if I lie or not true at the talk. Who still want the way successfully I don't go? They don't want the audit state house.
State House has always been audited.
No.
State House has always been audited. No. State House has
when this president come, then subject himself for the audit.
State House has always been audited.
Everybody audit forever. Now on account of the place they run.
it is
I disagree with you.
That's a law.
No. No, I disagree with you. Now this government can subject itself for account for.
I published several editions on that.
No.
When they took that law to parliament.
No.
Unaccounted impressed.
No.
Yes, it is.
Tell me from 2007 to date. Let's show me the report on the board.
Unaccounted impressed. It is this government that brought.
No.
I published several, in fact, over 10 editions on that.
Even unaccounted impress and get Nigeria unaccounted impress.
They have.
Unaccounted impress.
The rest concerned as to what they travel with and all of that. Then they go to that body. We made right about it. The president refused to sign it. I have evidence. The publications are there.
From where the
Or you can check my website. It is there.
I want to show you from 2007 audit report. Who's that they put state out? They're on the audit state house.
Anyways,
And for me, the whole thing about this, if Lara had not exposed that fake receipts, those fake receipts, then we don't forget that this situation always right now. So that is why I said, let the SFP just go to parliament. And first, legalize corruption, then we all have peace.
Anyway, Robert, in 10 seconds, and also in 10 seconds, 10 years of Anescoma and 6 years of BO. In terms of transparency and accountability, who is more effective? I start with you, Robert. 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Of course, fighting corruption, I feel say the then government also do their own part. The current government also they do their own part. They all get their own for play. You understand? We see during an command period, we see how the level of corruption be too high at that time. But when back we put in footstep and foot down, we get for lead from so many the way they are some of him and
it's time done, Mr. Kamal.
Now you can't compare SLPP's corruption to that of APC. APC are learners when it comes to corruption. The audit reports, the evidence. You check the audit report. 10 years.
When it comes to corruption, APC are learners.
They are learners.
SLPP are what?
Well, I would say they are godfathers of corruption.
No, exactly.
The audit report has proven it. Not first time. We
have get a cutting down of today newspaper review, Liberty newspaper review. Plenty thank you to me. Guest them, Ibrahim Alusan Kamara, who are the managing editor for Salon Compass, and Robert K. Kagbo, who are the chief executive director for Heritage Newspaper. Of course, we don't get a lot of discussion, and I learned new one today. SLPP government are the godfather of corruption, and APC are the learners. And why is Mr. Kagbo they say APC more corrupt than SLPP? We'll continue to get more of the discussion and at this program. We're going to bring in like minds, journalism, and open up journalism. Look at issues and also learn more from the people there. So, with that, I was a plenty thank you to the technical team. And me don't be Alex Lawrence Koma. They say, get yourself a blessed weekend and let us meet around the chilling point them and get some fun during the weekends.
Plenty things can happen at the country where the news can capture from politics, the economy, and other human interest issues them. Some of them issues can take inside different news.